Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite arenas in the league. I think it's just a great basketball arena. I played here in college and then obviously professionally now. A lot of really good fans in this city that love supporting women's basketball, so it makes a lot of fun to come here and play. And obviously they've had a lot of success here. So, growing up and watching Storm and everything that they've been able to do makes it really fun being able to come here.
How much do you like it in terms of familiarity and sight lines and having played here before? How much does that help you?
Yeah, it always, helps you a little bit when you have played in an arena before. When it's your first time, you're trying to get your bearings a little bit, and that's why you like playing at home, because that's what you're used to. You're used to practicing there. You've played the most games there, so when you go on the road, it's a little bit different. But the more experience you get in certain arenas, the better it's going to be for you.
They're expecting a sellout here tonight. That kind of thing is probably obviously a lot in terms of those kind of crowds. Does that become normal at a certain point? Or
Yeah.
sort of numb to that at any point, or is that always kind of different because you're part of that kind of environment?
Yeah, definitely don't become numb to it. I think it's something that is really, really fun no matter where you go on the road. And, every crowd is different. Whether we're, obviously in Golden State, I felt like that was definitely more of a true road game for us. And now here, I feel like it's a lot of really just great basketball fans. And, they have a great fan base here, too. So I think it's different every place we go. And always a lot of young boys and young girls, which makes it really fun. And, they always have a great crowd here, no matter if we're playing or not. But I think certainly for myself, anytime we go on the road and people spend a lot of time and money to be able to come to games, and they're not just from Seattle, they're traveling from all different parts of the country to come and watch us, I think is really special. So you try to give them the best show you can, but I'm expecting a really good game tonight.
Caitlin, you probably got this question a lot too. What kind of things have you learned from playing with Lexi on offensive side of the ball, and impressed you sharing the
Yeah, I think offensively, I think she's one of the best cutters in the league. I think she cuts really well. High basketball IQ player. I think that speaks to the way she's able to cut and move without the ball. She's never going to stop moving. She screens well. I think her offensive game has taken quite a few steps forward this season, which is really exciting, and she's put a lot of time in. So as one of her teammates, it's really amazing to see. And I think defensively, it's really along the same lines. I think she just competes every single play. She never takes possession off. She gets the toughest matchup every single night, and she steps up to the challenge. And, she's active, she's long. I don't think she always gets enough credit for the way she defends and really competes on that end of the floor, and it makes a real big difference for us.
When Steph and Sophie talked earlier, the two words that they mentioned a lot were intentional and being consistent, and that's kind of focuses. So you just what's your perspective on that as you prepare for this game?
Yeah, I think for sure. I think, obviously the last two have been disappointing, but I think that's kind of been the message for our team is, you have another opportunity to go out there and improve and get better. And I really did think we played a pretty good game in Vegas minus the fourth quarter, and it was kind of that same thing. And versus Golden State of, just finding a way to execute for 4 quarters and maintaining leads. That's kind of, been a little bit of our struggle all year long, whether we've won games or whether we've lost games. So, be consistent in everything that we do. There's going to be some turnovers, there's going to be things like that, but, we can't do that when the game's really close and every single possession matters. And I think when we went back and watched the film, especially from the Vegas game, we just made it really hard on ourselves to win with the errors we made offensively and defensively, as we basically had to play a perfect game in that fourth quarter to still win. So I think it just shows, every single possession matters, and, that's what we've been trying to execute in practice as well.
With all the spotlight that's always surrounding the team and everything, everywhere you go, is it hard to maintain the same joy just in the game when you were a kid playing, or have you always been able to kind of hold on to that? What's that like? Is there so much outside of basketball that's always kind of
I think that's the reason I play, and I think that's when I'm at my best, is like when I'm smiling, when I'm having fun. And so just, trying to always remind myself of that. And obviously, I'm an athlete competing at the highest level. I'm a perfectionist, and you want to be really good every single night. And, when you're not, that can frustrate you. But I think it's just reminding yourself of why you play this game and, how much fun you've had doing it over the course of, however many years it's been since you were a little kid. So I don't think that's changed at all. That's the reason I still play. And, this is what I've always dreamed of. So, for me, it's just fun, and it's just a game at the end of the day.
You are just, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was saying, you are just doing what you love. Yeah, it's had the impact that obviously has from a bunch of your jerseys. What does that mean? You're just doing what you love, but it's had the impact.
Well, I just feel really fortunate. For me, it's at times I can't really believe this is my job because, a lot of people would kill to be able to play a sport or do something that they love every single day as, what they get to do for a living. So I think for myself, just remind myself of that. And the same goes, I try to make as much time as I can for people that show up and, come to these games, whether they're at home or on the road. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.